So today we're diving into something pretty interesting. Um, Becoming a business and marketing vocational teacher,
Okay.
which sounds like one of those jobs that really combines a couple different areas.
Yeah.
Business and marketing, obviously, but then you're also bringing in this whole teaching aspect.
Right.
And I got to say, when I hear vocational teacher, I immediately think like woodshop.
Yeah. Well,
Get the first thing that comes to mind when I think about marketing.
no, not quite the fast-paced world of digital campaigns, is it?
Not at all.
It's interesting, though, because when you really think about it, business and marketing, vocational teaching, that's where it all begins, right? You're
Yeah.
shaping the next generation of marketing professionals, giving them the skills to make it in this constantly evolving digital world.
It's like laying the foundation.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
Mhm.
where RoleCatcher comes in. They've given us some really great insights for this deep dive.
Oh, nice.
And one thing that really stood out to me is that it's not just about, standing at a whiteboard explaining the ins and outs of SEO and SEM.
Okay, hold on. For those of us who don't speak fluent marketing,
Mm.
what exactly are SEO and SEM?
Good point. So SEO stands for search engine optimization,
Oh,
basically how you get your website to show up at the top of Google searches. And SEM is search engine marketing, which is all about paid advertising.
gotcha. So it's like boosting your visibility.
Exactly. And those are just two examples. There are so many other skills that a really good vocational teacher needs.
Yeah.
They're designing hands-on projects, maybe simulating a product launch, or even a whole social media campaign for a fictional brand.
Oh, wow. So it's very interactive.
Very much so. The goal is to really make those marketing concepts come alive for the students.
I love that.
Yeah.
So it's not just theoretical. It's about giving students a taste of what it's really like to work in that world.
Exactly. And here's the best part. Forget about your typical classroom setting.
Okay.
We're talking high schools, vocational schools, community colleges, even corporate training programs, you name it.
Wow. So you can work with anyone from high school students to seasoned professionals.
Absolutely. It's a really diverse field. And that's what makes this role so dynamic.
Yeah.
It's all about bridging that gap between textbook theory and actually applying those skills, whether you're in a public school or leading a workshop for a Fortune 500 company.
Such a range.
Right.
That's awesome. So it's not your typical classroom gig, huh? You're not just, like you said, reciting from a textbook.
Definitely not.
You're a mentor, a guide, simulated marketing world creator.
That's a good way to put it.
But what about the actual skills and qualifications?
Mm.
What does it take to really excel as a business and marketing vocational teacher?
You're hitting on a key point there. It's more than just, knowing the difference between a hashtag and a landing page, right?
Mm.
RoleCatcher really emphasized this strong communication skills are absolutely essential.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You've got to connect with students from all different backgrounds with different learning styles.
Exactly.
Some might be all about that group project life, while others might need a little more one-on-one.
Exactly. And it's not just the students either, right? You've got administrators, you've got fellow teachers, maybe even industry professionals.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's about adapting your communication style for a really diverse audience.
So adaptability is key. And speaking of adapting, let's talk about staying current with those industry trends. Because let's face it, the digital marketing world changes faster than a TikTok trend these days.
Oh, tell me about it. It's constantly evolving. What worked yesterday might be completely obsolete tomorrow.
Exactly.
A good business and marketing vocational teacher doesn't just understand today's landscape. They're already thinking about what's next.
That's one step ahead.
Exactly. But it's not just about, keeping up with the latest social media platform or marketing automation tool. It's about having that strong foundation in the core principles of business and marketing.
Right. You got to have that solid base to build on.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher really emphasized that a strong foundation in business and marketing is essential.
Which leads me to my next question. How does one become a business and marketing vocational teacher? What does that path look like?
Well, a solid academic background in business administration, marketing, sales, that's definitely the starting point.
Okay.
But they also found that having some coursework focused specifically on education is incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
Think back to your own education. Were there any classes on teaching methodologies or curriculum development?
Yeah, there were a few that come to mind.
What?
I can definitely see how understanding different teaching styles and how to actually structure a curriculum would be so beneficial.
Absolutely. Because you're not just, throwing information at students, you're creating a structured learning experience.
Right. It's about setting them up for success.
Exactly. And here's the thing. real-world experience. That's a huge plus.
Yep.
That's what allows you to bridge that gap between, theoretical knowledge and practical application.
So let's say someone's, finishing up their business degree and thinking, hey, teaching marketing actually sounds kind of cool. What can they do now to gain some of that experience?
Well, RoleCatcher had some good suggestions. Internships, part-time gigs in the marketing or sales world. Those are fantastic ways to get your hands dirty. See how things work from the inside.
What about those passion projects? Like let's say I have a personal blog that I've been working on. Could that count as relevant experience?
Absolutely don't underestimate those passion projects. They show initiative, a genuine interest in the field, which are fantastic qualities for any teacher.
Oh, that's really encouraging to hear. So you've got the experience, you've got your degree, you've got the passion. What if you're looking to level up in your role as a business and marketing vocational teacher? Where do you go from there?
That's where those advanced degrees can really open some doors. A master's degree, maybe even a doctorate, can really be your ticket to taking on more leadership roles.
So think department chair, curriculum director, even something like a school administrator.
Exactly. You're shaping the future of marketing education from a higher vantage point.
That's really cool. And it seems like with this kind of career path, there's a lot of room for growth and, moving up.
Absolutely. And it's all about leveraging that expertise and that passion that you already have to make a bigger impact.
This is where it gets really interesting to me. Because we've talked about the practical skills, the qualifications. But what about those more, I guess, personal qualities that make a really exceptional business and marketing vocational teacher?
Right.
It's kind of like that saying, students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Right.
And I feel like that's true for any kind of teaching, really, but especially when you're trying to, inspire those future marketers.
Absolutely. Enthusiasm is contagious.
Yeah.
But it's not just about getting the students excited about the field, right?
Right.
It's about setting them up for success in what can be a really competitive industry.
For sure.
And that takes a certain set of skills and qualities.
So like that combination of those hard skills, like actually knowing your SEO from your SIM, but then also those softer skills, communication adaptability, and that genuine passion for teaching that you were talking about.
Exactly. It's having that whole package.
It sounds like a real balancing act.
It is. It's a dynamic mix, for sure.
Yeah?
RoleCatcher actually highlighted a few other things, too, that are really valuable in a business and marketing vocational teacher. Active listening was one.
Okay.
Being able to break down complex ideas into those manageable steps that students can actually grasp.
Oh, that's so important.
It is. And then, of course, problem solving.
Right, because things don't always go according to plan.
Never. In the classroom, in the marketing world, things are constantly changing. You got to be able to think on your feet.
Especially with technology being so central to everything these days.
Oh, absolutely. A little technical glitch can throw a whole lesson off track.
Totally. So let's say you've got all these qualities, you ace those marketing classes, you've got some real world experience under your belt.
Yeah.
You walk into that job interview. What's it going to take to really wow those interviewers and land that dream job as a business and marketing vocational teacher?
This is where those interview skills come in.
Okay.
But luckily, RoleCatcher gave us some really great tips for how to showcase all those skills and experiences to potential employers.
All right. I'm all ears. Lay it on me.
So first things first, you got to think like the interviewer.
Okay.
They want to see that you can not only teach marketing, but that you've actually lived it right.
Right.
So be ready to talk about how you've designed and implemented marketing strategies in the real world.
So like if I totally crushed it on a social media campaign for a local business,
Perfect example.
or helped a nonprofit revamp their fundraising strategy, that's something I should definitely bring up.
100%. Have a few of those concrete examples ready to go.
Okay.
What was the challenge? What was your approach? What were the results?
And I guess most importantly, what did you learn from it?
Exactly, because that shows that you're not just reciting textbook definitions, you're bringing those real-world insights to the table.
It's about showing that you can connect those dots between theory and practice.
Yes. And don't be afraid to let that passion shine through.
Yeah.
How are you going to inspire and engage your students? How will you stay ahead of the curve in this super dynamic field?
They're not looking for someone who's stuck in the past.
Exactly. They want someone who's excited about the future of marketing.
Totally.
Yeah.
This actually makes me think about those, those classic interview questions like, tell me about a time you failed.
Oh, yeah. Those can be tough.
Right? Because it seems like with marketing, it's all about experimentation. And sometimes those experiments, they just don't work out.
And that's okay. It's part of the process.
Right.
Being able to talk about those setbacks constructively, that shows maturity, resilience, a willingness to learn and grow.
Which are all super valuable qualities for a teacher.
Absolutely, especially in a field as dynamic as marketing.
Because you're not just teaching marketing concepts, you're mentoring future marketing professionals.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a really powerful way to think about it.
It's about giving students the tools they need to not just navigate the marketing world as it is today, but to actually shape the future of the industry.
Yeah, love that. And speaking of shaping the future, RoleCatcher also mentioned the importance of, highlighting your commitment to student success.
Oh, yes, that's crucial.
So how will you assess learning, provide constructive feedback, adapt your teaching to different learning styles and needs?
It all comes back to that core purpose, right? Empowering the next generation of marketing professionals to make their mark on the world.
To take what you've taught them and really run with it. That's amazing. Well, I think that just about wraps up our deep dive into becoming a business and marketing vocational teacher.
It sounds like a pretty amazing career path.
It really does. It definitely has its own unique set of rewards and challenges, but ultimately it seems incredibly fulfilling.
I think so too.
So if you're out there and you're passionate about marketing and you're eager to share that passion with the next generation, this might just be the perfect career path for you. And if you're looking for more information on this or any other career path, be sure to check out RoleCatcher. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that entrepreneurial spirit alive.